Hey, what's going on, guys? So, going on to page 2 today. I was going to try to, trek through it and go through the last 4, but I'm going to split it up into 2 days still. So, um, all I want to do are these first two questions on the second page of the same packet that we worked on yesterday. Again, if you guys have any questions on what we did yesterday, don't be afraid to shoot me an email. I know a lot of you guys will be watching this video later. So today's going to be the same kind of stuff. I'm just expanding on yesterday's lesson. So everything we did in yesterday's lesson were monomials, which means there was only one term on the bottom of the fractions. Today we're going to be working with binomials because we're going to have two terms on the bottom of the fractions. So I don't foresee the lesson taking too long because it's going to be the same exact steps as we did yesterday. I mean, exactly the same steps as yesterday. I mean, I can copy and paste what we did up here onto the next page because it's all going to be the same. So the first thing you guys want to do is find the LCD. So if you guys go to locate the LCD, you're just looking at all the denominators. In this case, because they're binomials, when you guys go to find the LCD, is just find which denominators have something in common. So, or which ones are exactly the same. In this case, when we go to do the LCD, you guys should see that there is an a minus 2 that's exactly the same. And I'm putting it in parentheses on purpose because not only do you want to write down what's exactly the same, you have to write down the parts that are not the same and multiply it by it. So I have a minus 2, and the one that's not the same is a plus 2. Now that I have the LCD, just like we did yesterday, you want to take it and you want to multiply it to all the fractions. So I'm going to multiply every single one by a plus 2 and a minus 2. It doesn't matter what order you write them in, as long as you have both of them written down. And then just make sure, I mean, I guess you don't have to make sure, but if you feel more comfortable writing it as a fraction, you may do so. And now we're just checking to see what can cancel out on top and bottom. So if you guys look at the first two fractions over here, oh, there it goes. If you look at the first two fractions, the only thing that looks like we have in common is going to be the a plus 2's. If you guys look at the second fraction, it looks like we have the a minus 2's. And if you look at the bottom, it's going to be a minus 2 again. So if I were to multiply the first one together, I have a minus 2 times 1. Well, that's just going to be a minus 2. If I go to multiply the next one together, just kind of be careful here because this is minus 1 times a plus 2 because it was subtraction. So I have to make sure I'm distributing the negative 1 into the a and that 2. So negative 1 times a will be negative a, and negative 1 times a positive 2 is negative 2. And then it's all over, what color should I use? I'll use this like dark purple. Same thing when we go to do this. I have, oh, that's like a navy blue. I don't know. I'm getting hung up on the color. I guess it's purple. Negative 2 times a plus 2 is negative 2a minus 4. And now all we're doing is just combining like terms and reducing it if it's possible. So on the top, you're going to notice that we have a minus a, so those are going to cancel out. And we have negative 2 minus 2, which would be negative 4. On the bottom, there's nothing that can cancel out, so I still have negative 2a minus 4. And technically, this can be reduced down because everything is divisible by 2. So if we divide everything by 2, we should have, actually we can divide everything by negative 2 if we wanted to. So we'll have a positive 2 all over a plus 2. All I did is I just divided all three of those numbers by negative 2, and I'm good to go. 2 over a plus 2. Okay. So I'm going to do one more with you guys. It's going to be very, very similar. And then I'm going to call it quits. Okay. And actually, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do part B. Part B is a little bit more difficult than A. So I'll make A the one that I'm assigning for the homework instead. Yeah, I want to do B because if you guys look at B, you do have 3 different denominators again. But what I want to make sure you guys are doing before you go to locate the LCD, make sure that all of your denominators are factored first. The top 2 denominators, these ones up here, are already factored, so we don't have to worry about them. But x squared minus 1 can be factored using dots. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to factor, I'm going to rewrite this. So I have 1 over x plus 1 minus 1 over x minus 1 still. But when you guys go to do this denominator, since we have dots, we can split that up into x plus 1 times x minus 1. You want to have it all factored out first, because then when you guys go to do the LCD, it just becomes a little bit easier to solve out. So just like before, I'm going to do the LCD. I'm going to move this over a little bit more so I have more room. So I have LCD. When I go to do the LCD of this, again, look to see if you have anything that's exactly the same. Well, we have 2 things that are the same. We have the x plus 1 and we have the x minus 1. Come on, iPad. There is nothing else left over. We just have the x plus 1 and x minus 1. Whenever it wants to write. Any time. There it goes. Okay. So, now I'm going to multiply that by everything. And then we're just going to use our cross-reducing to see what is left over. Oh, this was supposed to go on the top. Oh, I hit the line. There we go. So, now when we go to reduce it, let's see here. We can cross off the x plus 1s in the first part. We can cross off the x minus 1s in the second part. And then on the bottom, we can cross everything out. Now, we just have to multiply what's left over. So the first one, it's just being multiplied by 1, so that one's pretty easy. X minus 1 times 1 is just going to be x minus 1. The next part is going to be negative 1 times x plus 1. So make sure you distribute that negative again. So we'll have negative x minus 1 all over, I guess it's just 1. So in this case, if we go to combine like terms, x minus x is just going to cancel out. And then we have negative 1 and negative 1, which is negative 2. And that one's completely reduced already, so there's nothing else we have to do. Okay, so make sure you're checking to see if they could be factored first. The reason why I skipped over A is because there was nothing that needed to be factored there. So you guys can just start off by doing the LCD in part A. Okay, so I'm going to end it on that. My wife and I have to go to Home Depot to do some shopping for the backyard. I was trying to grow some grass. It won't grow, but it doesn't help because Archie keeps digging holes in the spot that we want to grow grass. So I'm going to go pick up that stuff. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and then we'll finish up the last page tomorrow. Again, if you want to get a jump start on it, it's B, C, and D is going to be part of the assignment. I'm going to do those first 2 questions with you guys. But after that, tomorrow is going to be the last day that I ever have to teach you guys a lesson. I know, Tears are already running down my face. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hopefully you guys show up tomorrow. I will be sending out emails. The emails are going to show what you guys are currently missing, because I know some people are having trouble with Power School. So I'll probably do that at the end of the week. And just reply back. Let me know that you guys are doing okay. I haven't talked to a lot of you guys in a couple weeks. I miss a lot of you guys. So just make a contact. Just say hello. Anything. Just reply back to my email, please. All right. I'll catch you guys later. I'll see you guys tomorrow.